What if your next car didn't just take you to work, but silently judged your house while doing it? What if luxury became so extreme that your vehicle cost more than your entire family tree combined? And what if, in 2026, being rich is no longer about speed, but about silence, power, and absurd comfort? Top 10 luxury cars in the world. 2026, the classics are dead. The future is billionaire. Only luxury is no longer leather and horsepower. In 2026, luxury is technology, throne-like comfort, and owning something so rare that even neighbors with Lamborghinis feel poor. So let's dive in. Number 10, Aston Martin DB12S. The Aston Martin DB12S arrives like a movie star who somehow also went to engineering school. It doesn't scream for attention, it whispers, and everyone listens. Under the hood sits a finely tuned twin-turbo V8 pushing just under 700 horsepower, sending the car from 0 to highway-ruining speed in around 3 seconds. But the real magic? This car still feels old school in the best way. You get metal switches, deep leather, and a driving position that makes you feel like the road belongs to you personally. It's not flashy luxury, it's confident luxury. You don't buy a DB12S to impress strangers. You buy it because it makes every drive feel like opening scene music is about to start playing in your head. And if that is the entry level to luxury in 2026, you are not ready for what's coming. Number 9, Ferrari Purosangue. Ferrari said they would never build an SUV. Then they did. And somehow, it became one of the most insane luxury cars on planet Earth. The Purosangue looks like a luxury family car until you press the accelerator and wake up a naturally aspirated V12 that sounds like Zeus himself clearing his throat. With over 700 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time that embarrasses sports cars, this is a family vehicle that violates laws of physics emotionally as well as mechanically. Inside, you don't sit, you strap into civilization's most elegant missile. Alcantara, carbon fiber, and Italian design collide inside a cabin that feels expensive even when you breathe inside it. And if this is what Ferrari considers practical, wait till you see what royalty drives. Number 8, Mercedes-Maybach X 680 SUV. This car doesn't make noise, it deletes noise. The Mercedes-Maybach EQS 680 is what happens when billionaires decide engines are too loud and silence becomes a status symbol. With nearly 650 electric horsepower and a range nearing 500 kilometers, this SUV moves like a ghost wearing diamonds. Inside, you find reclining executive seats, ambient lighting program like a nightclub in Paris, and so much insulation you forget the outside world exists. There's a fridge in the back seat, massaging chairs, screens everywhere. You don't ride in this, you enter another reality. And if you thought that felt futuristic, the British just turned luxury into air travel without a runway. Number 7, Bentley Bentayga EWB. The Bentley Bentayga extended wheelbase doesn't transport people. It upgrades their social status with every mile. This is the SUV for someone who believes the back seat is not a seat but a throne, wearing leather. Everything inside whispers wealth, right down to the air itself feeling more expensive. Rear passengers don't ride, they recline like ancient royalty, watching modern peasants drive past in traffic. The extended body adds space that feels unnecessary to normal people and essential to billionaires. Every inch is wrapped in hand-stitched perfection. This isn't a machine for speed chasers, it's for people who measure time in net worth and comfort in square meters. But just when you think this is peak luxury, Rolls-Royce enters the chat. Number 6, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, Series 2. Calling the Cullinan an SUV is like calling a palace a house. This thing doesn't drive it, glides like gravity owes it money. Under the hood lives a twin-turbo V12, gentle enough to feel silent but powerful enough to tow your childhood. The driving experience doesn't feel automotive, it feels ceremonial. You don't climb inside doors open themselves like royalty has just arrived. Even potholes surrender in fear. Speed bumps apologize as you pass. The suspension has essentially negotiated peace treaties with the road, But wait, if this is Rolls-Royce's idea of an SUV, imagine what their coupe looks like. Number 5. Mercedes-Maybach S680. This thing doesn't move on wheels. It floats on trust fund energy. The V12 engine whispers instead of roars, while inside, the back seat feels like a private theater in heaven. There are champagne holders, vanity mirrors, rear lounge seating, curtains, mood lighting, doors that close themselves because effort is now considered a failure of design. It's the automotive equivalent of whispering, "I own islands." You don't brag in a Maybach, you exist loudly in silence. The outside world becomes background noise to your personal empire. And if you're thinking, this is too much luxury, Bentley just doubled down. Number 4. Bentley Flying Spur Speed Hybrid. A luxury sedan with supercar acceleration. This Bentley hits 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, while still offering wooden tables and stitched leather everywhere. It's what happens when someone asks, what if NASCAR, but dressed in a tuxedo? It's silent in traffic, explosive on highways. And inside, it smells like money and ambition. The hybrid system doesn't just save fuel, it adds torque like a mafia enforcer promising consequences. The engine and electric motor work together like a perfectly synchronized orchestra. And while other luxury sedans try to whisper impressively, this one casually drops its resume on the table and walks away without looking back. But America wasn't about to let Europe own luxury anymore. Number 3. Cadillac Celestiq. Cadillac pulled off the impossible. They made a car that scares Rolls-Royce executives. The Celestiq is fully electric, hand-built, and costs as much as a beachfront mansion. Inside, you get a 55-inch screen across the dash, smart glass that changes tint, and over 30 speakers because silence apparently wasn't chasing perfection enough. Every single Celestiq is built by hand, meaning there are no twins. Every owner literally drives something no one else owns. It's not mass-produced luxury, it's a personal spaceship signed by engineers. This isn't Cadillac trying to compete. This is Cadillac reminding everyone who they used to be before luxury learned accents. But one brand decided luxury should glow. Literally. Number 2. Rolls-Royce Spectre. Rolls-Royce went electric and made the smoothest car to ever exist. The Spectre doesn't drive, it melts across the earth. Inside, there are over 4,000 little stars above your head. No engine noise, no vibration, just wealth in physical form. Acceleration feels like being pushed gently forward by destiny itself. You never hear the road, you never feel bumps. At some point, you start wondering if the car is even touching asphalt or if gravity just gave up trying. This isn't a vehicle, it's a luxury hallucination on wheels. The silence is so pure it feels illegal. Every mile feels like escaping reality without leaving Earth. People outside don't just look at it, they pause for it. Even time seems unsure how fast to move around something this expensive. But there is still one throne left. Number 1. Rolls-Royce Phantom. The Phantom is not a car, it is a declaration. It does not attempt to impress anyone. It simply exists, and everything else feels smaller around it. This is what happens when engineering stops chasing speed and starts chasing immortality. Inside, the world disappears. The air feels filtered by wealth. The silence is engineered down to a whisper so soft, you start hearing your own heartbeat instead. Even the materials are chosen like they belong in a museum rather than a garage, because nothing in this car feels temporary. Heads of state ride in this thing. Royal families approve of this thing. Entire nations are impressed by this thing. When a Phantom arrives, buildings feel underdressed and streets feel honored. The ride doesn't feel smooth, it feels sacred. The suspension erases pavement like memory loss. You don't drive this car, it carries you the way history carries a king. Time behaves differently in a Phantom. Traffic feels irrelevant, deadlines feel theoretical. The outside world fades into a distant rumor while you sit inside something that seems immune to age and stress. And here's what truly makes it terrifying. This car doesn't compete. It doesn't chase trends. It doesn't care what other brands release. It does not need approval because kings never audition. So tell me this, if someone handed you the keys to one of these, and you had to live with your choice for the next decade. Would you pick silent electric royalty, or V12 madness, or tech luxury, so advanced it feels illegal? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this video made you feel rich for 5 glorious minutes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because luxury may not buy happiness, but this channel absolutely buys you dreams.